What is going on, guys? Back up here once again for my SmackDown Live review. The post-WrestleMania edition of SmackDown Live emanated last night once again from Orlando, Florida. So this finally brings to conclusion WrestleMania week. What a crazy, fun week it's been to be a fan of professional wrestling. It's been mentally and mentally exhausting having to watch all these hours of wrestling, but I love doing it every year, and this year would be no different. So let's take a look and talk about SmackDown Live last night. Let's compare it to the post-WrestleMania edition of Raw, and which show that I overall thought was better. I have to say, looking back on it, I enjoyed Raw more than SmackDown Live. That wasn't to say that SmackDown Live was a bad show. I just thought Raw was on a whole nother level. But I thought SmackDown last night was good, but it didn't quite match the levels that Raw did. We got some great moments on it that certainly added to the show, and I'll come out and say it. If I had to give a grade for SmackDown tonight, I'd go with a B+. B+. Good episode of SmackDown that left me excited going forward. But there were a couple of changes that I would have done, namely Nakamura's debut. I felt that should have been what ended the show, I think, because that was the moment that you couldn't touch after that. Because to me, it felt like everything else afterwards was some good, and then there was just some average. It was just like, man, you should have ended with that. That would have been really, really good. But we'll get into that and all that and more. So without further ado, let's kick off this review for SmackDown Live, the April 4th, 2017 edition. We open with the new WWE Champion, Randy Orton. He comes out, he talks about defeating Bray Wyatt. Eventually, Bray gets on the mic, and he says he's coming for the WWE Championship, and what she promised would be his. Orton challenged Orton to a match at Backlash, the next pay-per-view, which is May 21st in Chicago. And he said this type of match will push the boundaries of his sanity, and he called it a House of Horrors match, and it will sentence the Viper to eternal damnation when he loses. And Orton agreed, and we're going to have Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. I think it is officially announced. Let me check right here. Backlash. It's going to be in Chicago, like I said, May 21st. And, a House of Horrors match. I don't know what that entails. We've never seen one of those, but if it's something different and works, and because I feel the two matches that Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton have kind of turned me off to this feud, but, if they can make this gimmick stipulation work, then more power to them. But we'll have to see how this plays out. Eventually, lights go out, and Eric Rowan makes a surprise return after being on the shelf for a number of months. And then this was weird. Luke Harper came down and made the save for Randy Orton. I didn't like this because I thought Luke Harper hated Randy Orton for driving a wedge in the Wyatt family and practically leading to the end of the Wyatt family. Now all of a sudden he's going to make the save on Randy Orton, so that to me didn't make any sense, and it was confusing. And then eventually we got Wyatt and Rowan versus Harper and Orton for what was our main event, and I'll talk about that. We had a backstage segment with The Miz. He talked about the Superstar Shakeup and how he said that this might possibly be the last night that he has a chance to call out Cena and Nikki. So Miz and Maurice were going to go down to the ring and call out Cena and Nikki Bella. So we have that little tease for later on in the show. We had a SmackDown Women's Championship match, solid match between Naomi defending her title versus Alexa Bliss. I was worried here that they might give Naomi the Zack Ryder treatment because last year we saw Ryder won the title at Mania, nice feel-good moment, and then the next night they took the title off of him. But no, Naomi was able to successfully get the win here in what I thought was a really well-worked, solid Women's Championship match. She retained her championship. And she was able to reverse, as Alexa tried to roll her up, she reversed it into a head scissors crucifix choke and locked in the submission for the win. So perhaps maybe we could see Alexa Bliss ending up on Raw, and maybe somebody like Charlotte or Sasha Banks coming over to SmackDown. We'll have to see. what moves are made, but I could definitely see that happening with Alexa Bliss being moved to Raw after losing her rematch for the Women's Championship. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what takes place next week with the Superstar Shakeup. We then had Kurt Hawkins in the ring, and he said he's sick of the Superstar Shakeup talk. And he said people should be talking about him, and he says he's going to call out anyone in the locker room, and he's going to give them until the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as he said this, the perfect 10, Ty Dillinger debuted on SmackDown. Okay, I'm not going to do that for the whole review, but Ty Dillinger made his debut on SmackDown Live. It was great to see Ty finally make his long awaited debut, because think about it. This guy's been in developmental for over 10 years. So how fitting, after literally 10 years in developmental, he makes it up to the main roster, and I hope he stays on SmackDown. I think he will, barring the Superstar Shakeup. I think him and Nakamura should remain on SmackDown. But it was great to see him come up. He beat Kurt Hawkins in relatively quick fashion with the tie breaker, neck breaker for the win. And, this was awesome. It was great to see Ty Dillinger, one of the best moments from the show last night. Then had Mojo Rawley talking about winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. Decent promo. I don't know, with Mojo winning, I don't see them. They'll give him a push initially, and then I think he'll go right back down. That's just how I see it. I like Mojo. I see potential, some potential in him. I think he's got a good story to tell, but I don't see him going far. I don't know. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. We'll have to see, but yeah. It was what it was. We then had John Cena and Nikki Bella come down to the ring, and it was actually Miz and Maurice. And they cut another really good, funny promo, digging into Cena and Nikki and the crowd. He was like, Cena sucks, and Cena's not going to be here, and they won't see them anymore because they're both going to go back to Hollywood. And just as Miz and Maurice leave, the lights go out. A man playing a violin, and you knew as soon as this man with the violin appeared, it's going to lead to one guy making his debut on SmackDown Live. The king of strong style himself, Shinsuke Nakamura, makes his long-awaited debut, rumored debut, on SmackDown Live, and he doesn't say anything. Doesn't have a match, although he did have a dark match with Ziggler, which I would have liked to have seen on the show, but whatever. Nakamura makes his debut on SmackDown, and that entrance was phenomenal. Potentially a feud with The Miz. We'll have to see. I think that would be a good feud to debut Nakamura in. But it's great to see him finally appear on SmackDown Live. That's where I would have put him rather than Raw. Because Raw is more talk-heavy. SmackDown is more the wrestling-oriented show. So I think he will thrive and benefit more so on SmackDown Live. So Nakamura, it's great to have you, and I look forward to what they have planned. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura is a match that I'd like to see at SummerSlam or WrestleMania 34. So we can already start doing our fantasy predictions for that stuff. But then had a really solid, the match that I thought they should have had at WrestleMania, and to me, what hurt this match was it was non-title. I wish this was for the Intercontinental. I thought it was, and then I found out, oh no, it's just non-title. Which is a shame, because I thought Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin in the street fight that they should have had at WrestleMania, I thought it was a really solid street fight. The utilization of tables. Ambrose did the elbow drop on Corbin onto the top rope. They threw each other into the crowd. Utilized steel chairs. Corbin brought a belt into the ring and was whipping Dean with the belt. And then eventually Ambrose turned the tables on Corbin. And like I said, eventually Corbin threw the chair onto Dean Ambrose as he was on the top rope, and that allowed Corbin to hit the end of days 1, 2, 3. So 50-50 booking. Reigns, its ugly head again. Dean won at WrestleMania. Now Corbin wins here. I wish this was for the title, and I wish Corbin would have won it, because I like Dean, but him as IC champion, it's just been kind of there. I think Corbin could benefit greatly. And maybe he will win the IC title. Maybe he'll go to Raw. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Like I said, it all depends on the Superstar Shakeup next week. We had Shane McMahon come out and talk about Superstar Shakeup. AJ Styles comes out, confronts Shane, and he said, talked about WrestleMania and extended his hand for Shane to shake. And they both shaked hands, and potentially leading to an AJ Styles babyface turn. I hope so. I feel the time is right. You know, the crowd is just fully invested in AJ, and that's what I would like to see happen. But I thought the segment was average. It was okay. I would have liked to have seen, I don't know, more from AJ tonight. He just came out, shook Shane's hand, and left. It was what it was. And the main event was just, like I said, average. See, I would have put The Miz and Maurice. You switch the order up here, end with that, and that's how you go off the air, because nothing could top that. Randy Orton and Luke Harper versus Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan. Average match. Nothing really to go home about. I thought maybe something crazy would happen. See, when the lights went out and Bray is on the entrance ramp, I thought, oh, we're going to get a new Wyatt family member. No, Bray's on the outside. Rowan is in the ring. He took a super kick from Luke Harper and an RKO from Randy Orton. And everybody posed down and stared each other down, and it's just like, well, that was underwhelming. So a good episode of SmackDown, but it just, to me, it could not compare to the Raw after WrestleMania. That was just on a whole nother level. It was good. I'll go B. I'll revise my grade now, looking back on it. B. I will go B for the show. It was a good show. And it leaves, a lot of questions that will hopefully be answered next week with the Superstar Shakeup. So that is it, guys, for my SmackDown Live review. Be sure to leave your comments down below in the comment section for what you thought of SmackDown. And, of course, I will be back up here again for another video whenever that may be. So be sure to click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. And that is it, guys, for my for my SmackDown Live review. Thank you for watching and supporting this channel. Could not do it without you guys. And thank you all for tuning in throughout WrestleMania week. This brings it to a close, a conclusion. It has been a fun ride, and I just want to thank you guys for all the love and support, for continuing to help grow this channel. Could not do it without you, the viewing audience. I do this for you guys. So thank you for watching, and with that, I am out. See you guys.